I'm in the New King James Bible. My mom gave me this Bible. I read the whole entire Bible just to prove there's no contradictions and we see all the prophecies get fulfilled right in front of you. I read all types of Bibles. I got the chronological Bible just to get historical with it, like the first 5 books of Moses, Joshua, because me and my house, we serve the Lord. It's the Bible every day. So right now we in the books of the Gospels. You know how I do it on my lunch break. Gospels, Mark chapter 4. I kind of not treat Mark so good. I think I don't know why I don't. Maybe because the stories are little like shorter versions. But I think I'm going to try to give them a little bit more respect. And I don't know why, because it's so similar to Matthew. So sometimes I kind of think of it as a B version of Matthew. And I should never do that. And I'm sorry, Lord. And I didn't mean it was generic or anything like that. But I skip past it a lot. It's probably the gospel I read the least, Anyways, I'm sorry about that. God bless you all. Parable times, those are for the Christians to understand. Chapter 4, verse 1. And again he began to teach by the sea, and a great multitude was gathered to him. And so that he got into a boat and sat in it, and on the sea, and the whole multitude was on the land facing the sea. And then he taught them many things by parable, and said to them in his teaching, Listen, behold, a sower went out to sow. And it happened, as he sowed, that some seed fell by the wayside, and the birds of the air came and devoured it. Some fell on the stony ground, where it did not have much earth. And immediately it sprang up, because it had no depths of earth. But when the sun was up, it was scorched, and because it had no roots, it withered away. And some seed fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no crop. But other seed fell on the good ground, and yielded a crop that sprang up, increased and produced, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. And he said to them, He who has ears, let him hear. The purpose of the parable explained. Chapter 4, verse 10. But when he was alone, those around him with the 12 asked him about this parable. And he said to them, To you it has been given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of God, but to those who are outside all things come in parables, so that seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, lest they should turn and their sins be forgiven them. The parable of the sower explained. Chapter 4, verse 13. And he said to them, Do you not understand this parable? How then will you understand all parables? The sower sows the word, and these are the ones by the wayside, where the word is sown. When they hear, Satan comes immediately and takes away the word that was sown in their hearts. These likewise are the ones sown on the stony ground, who, when they hear the word, immediately received it with gladness. And they have no root in themselves, and so enduring only for a time. Afterwards, when tribulations arises for the word's sakes, immediately they stumble. Now these are the ones sown among thorns. They are the ones who hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of the riches, and the desires for other things, entering and choke the word, and becomes unfruitful. But these are the ones sown on good ground, those who hear the word, accept it, and bear fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. Light under the basket. Also he said to them, Is a lamp brought to be put under a basket or under a bed? Is it not to be set on the lampstand? For there is nothing hidden which will not be revealed, nor has anything been kept secret, but that it should come to light. If anyone has ears, let him hear. And then he said to them, Take heed what you hear, with the same measure you use it will be measured to you, and to you who hears more will be given. For whoever has, to him more will be given, But whoever does not have even what he has will be taken away from him. The parable of the growing seed, chapter 4:26. And he said, the kingdom of God is as if a man should scatter seed on the ground, and should sleep by night and rise by day. And the seed should sprout and grow, and he himself does not know how. For the earth yields crops by itself, first the blades, and then the head, and after that full grain in the head. But when the grain ripens, immediately he puts it in sickles, because the harvest has come. The parable of the mustard seed. Excuse me, I didn't want to be rude. Chapter 4, verse 30. Then he said, to what shall we liken the kingdom of God? Or with what parable shall we picture it? It is like a mustard seed, which when it is sown on the ground, is smaller than all the seeds on the earth. But when it is sown, it grows up and becomes greater than all herbs, and shoots out large branches, so that the birds of the air may rest under its shade. Wow. Jesus used a parable. Chapter 4, verse 33. And with many such parables he spoke the word to them as they were able to hear it. But without a parable he did not speak to them. And when they were alone, he explained all things to his disciples. Wind and wave obey Jesus. Chapter 4, verse 35. On the same day when evening had come, he said to them, let us cross over to the other side. Now when they had left the multitudes, they took him along in the boat, as he was little boats were also with him. And a great windstorm arose, and the waves beat into the boat so that it was already filling. But he was in the stern asleep, on a pillow, and they awoke him. And they said to him, Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing? And then he arose and rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. But he said to them, Why are you so fearful? How is it that you have no faith? And they feared exceedingly, and said to one another, Who can this be, that even the wind and the sea obey him? He's God.